San Antonio, this is crazy.
2 a.m. On this, you can see one of our crews came across those multiple law enforcement agencies, which includes SAPD and the DPS with helicopters and a drone. Witnesses also reported hearing loud bangs with several people seeing smoke in the area and taken out in handcuffs. At this time, officers on scene have not released any details about what's going on.
Greg Abbott posting on X that the Texas Department of Public Safety joined federal and local authorities in raising what he called a, quote, TDA sex and human trafficking operation in San Antonio.
And I'm going to tell you why this is crazy, because their stories are not lining up. This is a task force of multiple departments, and everyone is passing the buck to someone else.
Congressman Joaquin Castro and Greg Casar want to know more about this. A federal raid on San Antonio's north side that happened Sunday. 150 people were detained near a food truck park. 27 people arrested, suspected of having ties to the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua.
Liars.
In a letter sent to the Trump administration, the congressman said in part, quote, any operation of this scale demands full transparency regarding the basis for the raid, which agencies participated, and the status of those detained, end quote. They're asking the Homeland Security Task Force, ICE, and the FBI for the warrant used in this raid. Also want to know the nationalities of the people detained and their immigration status.
So this is the narrative that they push, the Tren de Aragua, gangs, cartel, as a raid, a business with innocent people there. People who were at the food truck were rounded up. U.S. citizens that look like you and me that are Latino. Now let's hear from Congressman Castro.
Have an operation like this and they're going to go after drugs or contraband or, some illegal activity, they're supposed to go get a warrant. So I kept thinking, well, if it's a federal operation, then, they'll go get a federal warrant from a federal magistrate. So I started looking for a federal warrant. Well, lo and behold, there is no federal warrant. The lead agency responsible for this is the Department of Public Safety and Greg Abbott. There's a task force, which we've known about this, it's not new, but it's called the Homeland Security Task Force, or HSTF. And it's a combination of state and federal agencies.
So DPS went and got a warrant, not federal, and the judge made it super broad. And supposedly they had been scoping this place out, that there were some criminals and some bad guys there.
And of course, in their warrant, they're basically asking permission to go after that guy. But what they end up doing is much bigger than that. They end up going over there and picking up everybody, basically rounding up everybody. Only charged, they said that there were guns, that there were contraband, that there were drugs. The only two charges that have come out of this whole raid is 2 people charged with illegal re-entry.
Racially profiling, seeing all these brown people thinking there were undocumented illegal people. When the majority of San Antonio is brown, is Latino. Wake up, people.